In an era where digital transactions are increasingly popular and almost everything is going cashless, it can be an intriguing concept to return to handling our finances in a more tactile, physical way. Welcome to the world of cash stuffing envelope budgeting, a seemingly traditional but proven effective technique designed for those who strive for nerd-level perfection in managing their financial resources. Though it may sound old school at first glance, don't rush to dismiss it outright. This simple yet savvy system could revolutionize your approach towards budget management. It's all about dividing your income into categories expressed by envelopes filled with various amounts of actual cash designated accordingly. This intuitive visual representation directly addresses overspending issues by helping you see exactly how much money goes where, enabling better control over monthly expenses while promoting savings habits simultaneously. Unleashing the boons of the cash stuffing envelope system. Envision a world where budget busting, financial blunders, and escalating debts become antiquated concepts. This is just one facet of what using the cash stuffing envelope system as your preferred budgeting technique delivers heightened personal financial discipline. Practicing this form of proactive money management can guard you against inadvertent overspending and will encourage adherence to your devised fiscal plan. Over time, it fosters self-control on impulse buys while nurturing a resilient attitude towards fending off unwarranted expenses. A distinctive feature that makes this method uniquely effective lies in its power to institute tangible parameters on spending habits by setting physical limits. Unlike digital transactions or credit cards that help to mask how much you're actually parting with, cold hard tangible cash leaves no room for doubt or misunderstanding about what's left in your wallet once purchases are made. In essence, there's an irrefutable sense of finality when we see crisp banknotes leaving our hands, serving as a routine reminder to respect boundaries we've designed ourselves around our spending patterns. Masterfully curated to focus not solely on where dollars are spent but also preserved consideration towards why they're being expended at all, the cash stuffing envelope approach genuinely stimulates conscious spending decisions. It invariably demands engagement every time our hand inches towards those envelopes, prompting us deeper rumination into isolating needs from wants and diligently questioning if specific expenditures conform to established goals before committing any funds regret-free. Supplies you'll need. Keeping your money well organized is key to the success of a cash stuffing envelope system. To begin with, you won't need anything fancy or expensive. Basic supplies will do the job perfectly. The first and most important thing you will need are envelopes. These can be any style or size that suits your preference but should ideally be durable enough to withstand constant handling. Think security tinted No. 10 business envelopes, as they offer more privacy and strength. Labels come next in our list of essentials. Address labels work best here since they are easy to write on and stick consistently without falling off after some time. After all, keeping track of which envelope holds what category is vital for this budgeting exercise. A pen for marking these labels understandably goes without saying. Consider investing in tools like dividers or colored markers if you're looking at long-term use of this budget system. Not only do these add-ons make distinguishing between different categories easier by color-coding them, but it also adds an element of fun to the process. Think about larger accordion-style organizers too. Great companions when juggling multiple envelopes, allowing you to have all your expense categories visible at one glance, making managing finances less overwhelming and rather empowering. Strategically distinguishing your income and expense categories. To successfully employ the cash stuffing envelope system, it's important to have a clear view of your income categories. Begin by identifying all your sources of income. For many, this will encompass salary or wages earned from steady employment. However, don't overlook other revenue streams such as freelance work or side hustles. These can make up significant portions of your overall earnings and should be taken into account. One way to effectively sort out incoming funds is to categorize them based on their regularity and reliability. Consider labeling consistent monthly paychecks as primary income sources, while sporadic freelancing jobs could fall under secondary earnings. Other intermittent money-making activities like gig-based work may also form separate groups. Treat each one distinctively to optimize budgeting practices for different earning patterns. Moving on to expenditure aspects of budgeting, starting with essentials first ensures that basic needs are met before anything else. Allocate dedicated envelopes for fundamental expenses like rent, mortgage payments, utilities, groceries, transportation costs, etc. You might even opt for subcategorizing these per specific needs, e.g., an exclusive envelope just for water, electricity bills. Following the allocation strictly will secure sustenance without threatening financial stability, since guaranteed allocations ensure these elements won't suffer due to impromptu purchases or sudden splurges. Lastly, once necessary expenses stand well addressed in your spending plan comes discretionary spending, which covers non-essential yet desired expenditures such as entertainment subscription services, personal shopping indulgences outside necessity scope, or perhaps fancy dinners out at a favorite restaurant. Just remember, harmony being key here calls ensuring judicious distribution across fixed obligations versus flexible leeways. Establishing accountability with envelope labeling, allocation sizing, and budget planning. When creating envelopes for each expense category, use labels that closely mirror the specifics of your budgetary needs. Traditional broad labels like groceries, rent, or utilities could be too generic and may blur distinct expenditure lines in your personal finance scheme. Go a step further, break down these categories into minute parts to allow for more control over specific expenses. For instance, an envelope labeled groceries can be subdivided into meat products, fruits and vegetables, dairy produce, etc., allowing you greater fiscal discipline on where exactly you send every dollar. Consider color coding these envelopes or designing them differently to make it easy to differentiate one from another visually. Setting financial landmarks is imperative whilst practicing envelope stuffing. This touches upon defining allocated amounts for each category of expenses listed on these envelopes. Detailed tracking will enable identification of frivolous expenditures which might have been overlooked when broadly categorizing spends. Remember those impromptu dessert cravings after grocery shopping. These insights should then guide the allotment figures assigned on respective envelopes while ensuring whether cuts are plausible without hamstringing quality of life requirements. Lastly, maintaining consistency and keeping up-to-date check records complement monetary organizing via envelope system successfully achieved through establishing a budget calendar or planner. Gone are the days when mere mental notes would suffice as reminders. Current tech offers myriad digital applications tailor-made for executing money management tasks efficiently, including alert notifications serving timely payment reminders, nudging upkeep sound budgetary rhythms. Cultivate the discipline to update this budget calendar diligently every time a dollar is added, removed from an envelope. In conclusion, try visualizing yourself as a proactive guardian of your money vault, each task performed aiming towards building up financial safety net, warding off unnecessary expenses, and steering all moves for optimized savings targeted at planned life goals for 2024. Harnessing the power of expense tracking and budget balancing. This seemingly mundane task can unlock significant insights into your spending habits. By properly noting down each penny spent, you give yourself full transparency into where your money goes. You could use a journal or an app on your phone for this purpose. Choose whatever medium makes it easy and likely for you to stick with it regularly. Additionally, allocating specific categories like bills, groceries, entertainment, etc., while tracking these expenses could result in more detailed feedback about which area needs cutting back. Important, though rarely emphasized enough, make sure to hold on to those receipts wherever possible. Receipts serve not just for warranty or return issues but also as physical proof of transactions that may escape digital records sometimes. Store them systematically so when budget balancing time arrives each month, or however frequently, they offer a swift recall cue if needed during cross-checking expense entries. Consistent reviewing of all transactions fosters prudent fiscal health through deeper awareness of finance flow patterns, highlighting potentially alarming trends early on before they snowball beyond manageability. It's easier to adjust small behavioral changes periodically than trying drastic measures reactively once finances veer off course dramatically. Hence, frequent reviews are beneficial. Top secrets for achieving financial success with the envelope budgeting method. Taking into account your everyday necessities and long-term objectives, it's paramount to embark on this journey by formulating a realistic budget. This demands keen consideration of every relevant factor, from monthly bills, groceries, leisure activities, down to crucial life milestones such as buying a car or planning for retirement. By encompassing all these elements in your financial framework from the onset, you're paving way for a solid foundation that makes sure none of your economic needs takes you by surprise. Secondly, embrace flexibility within your budget configuration. An ironclad approach may sound appealing. After all, wouldn't strict rules form an unbreakable discipline wall? Unfortunately not. Unforeseen expenses are part of life. That's where envelope buffering comes into play. Preserving some emergency cash set aside in specific envelopes allows for easier navigation through sudden costs without toppling the overall system balance. Lastly is keeping pace with changing times. Financial plans rarely remain static over months or years since one's monetary requirements evolve given different life circumstances and seasons. Empowering financial control through cash stuffing envelope budgeting. The cash stuffing envelope system paves the way for a personal oasis of financial stability amidst predictable and unpredictable expenses. By physically dividing cash into different categories or envelopes, you inherently establish stringent boundaries on expenditure, making it wonderfully clear just how much funds are allocated for what purpose. Stark visual reminders ensure that we can't sidestep around overspending pitfalls out of sight, certainly not out of mind when every withdrawn banknote reverberates with significance. Moreover, there is an unmistakable lure in its pure simplicity that attracts both seasoned savers and beginners alike. No sophisticated software requirement or intricate mathematical modeling needed, just focused habit-building efforts. Try this effective yet uncomplicated system yourself, assuring in its low-tech charm but impactful potential towards achieving a successful 2024 from financial vantage point.